with these mistakes, I have wasted years of my life. I could have been where I am today so much sooner if somebody told me maybe to avoid these mistakes. So here are my biggest failures as a music producer and what they have taught me. My first artist name was called Gamaxy. So this was an artist project I created because my name is Max and I always loved the galaxy. So I called myself Gamaxy. So I didn't have any structure, I didn't have any business plan, and I certainly didn't have any idea of where I wanted to be and where I wanted to go. So what I did back in the day, I used to upload a lot of music on SoundCloud and then later on Spotify, and then I used to promote it through an organic service provider called Musicvertising. This was a service provider promising organic playlist placements, and of course I thought it was legit. So I subscribed to their service, and then a couple weeks later I landed in like 10 bought playlists, and I got flooded with 10,000 monthly listeners immediately after my release dropped. And what I did is I scratched this entire account. Sadly, I couldn't delete the profile on Spotify, but I was able to remove all of my music. I uploaded, and then a couple years later, I moved to Berlin and I called myself Max Blücher, which was my actual artist name. So my biggest lesson here was, don't just start a brand because you want to start a brand. Have an idea behind that and have a sense of accountability and have a sense of responsibility for the brand you're building. So this gave me a lot of responsibility, and I think it gave me a mindset shift. So only rely on the service either you can control or you have created. And the best thing I can advise you to do is to create your own playlist and start to monetize it. I created a whole community on School that is exclusively for that. So I am teaching you how you monetize your playlist. I'm teaching you how you can promote your own music through that playlist and how that playlist becomes an asset that you can trade with other curators, because that's the biggest mistake a lot of producers do. They just promote their music blank and they don't make any money of streaming, and they cannot recycle their playlists. And this is exactly what this community is for. Check it out, link is in the description. What I then started to do when I came to Berlin was I didn't leave my studio anymore. So I was just obsessing with music 24/7. Now that was good because it brought me where I am today. On the other hand, looking back, I could have had it all so much more easy and so much more chill and didn't have to pressure myself so freaking much, because I really pressured myself so much. I was barely eating per day. I was not working out. I was sleeping terribly. I was drinking. I was really doing not very good in the beginning when I came to Berlin. Now, something that really helped me to get out of this whole loop was a very solid friend group that wasn't partying, that wasn't drinking, and that shared the same goal as I did, which was becoming a really good music producer. Now in their case, they're becoming DJs right now, a little bit different than my path, but surround yourself with people who are taking this shit serious. Don't forget about socializing. You have a life outside of music, and it's gonna actually help you so much more. My creativity went up steadily when I started having more of a balanced lifestyle and doing less in the studio and more outside of the studio as well. What you do outside of the studio, you can use inside the studio, okay? But what you do inside the studio, you cannot use so much outside of the studio. I'm sorry to break it to you. You can share your music with others, but that's pretty much it. The outside world comes into your studio. And something else that led me to make so much music inside the studio for years and years was because I made music only through emotion. Now, a lot of you might say, yeah, that's a great idea. You should definitely only make music through emotion. I argue, actually, try to make music through emotion, but try to stay consistent. Like once you did it for like a year through emotion, you quickly realize you cannot be consistent because your emotional state is not that consistent. That means 1 week you can make music because you're super in the flow, and on another week you get out of this emotional state and you're like, I don't want to show up. Now you let your emotions control how much music you want to create. You should never do that. You should always be in charge of your own emotions, and you should control and learn to control your emotions. The sooner you learn that, the better music you will be able to make. Now, something that I started to do, which really helped me, was work out regularly, meet friends, socialize, and also, if you need it, go to therapy. because a lot of people need therapy and they use music as their only therapist, which is great, but it's a very one-sided way of communication. I personally recommend go to somebody, go talk to them if you need that, and then use music as the second layer of like coping with things. For example, I only used music as the only emotional output, and that resulted in like me becoming extremely toxic with myself because as I said, I didn't eat, I barely slept, I only used everything I had in this music thing, and I felt like the universe was like pushing me away from where I wanted to go because I wanted it so badly to become so good at music production that it like reverse engineered the process for me. So I feel like go do the work outside of the studio. Trust me, it will benefit you inside of the studio tenfold. I wish somebody would have told me that back in the day, trust me. And now all of that leads to having no structure. You need to structure your releases, and I actually created a whole video on Google Sheets, what system I'm currently using to help me stay organized. I'm gonna blend it in right here, so check it out. Another failure I did was don't be like somebody else, you know? Like if you are creating music, you are on your own ship and you're sailing towards islands. And now let's imagine your favorite artists are on these islands. Now you want to sail towards them, but you never want to land up on the same island as them. Meaning you want to be inspired. Here's island A and here's your ship, right? You go towards the island, and right before you reach the island, so meaning right before you develop the sound that's so close to your favorite artist, you want to turn the ship away and move into a different direction. Now this is so important because if you do not move away, you will sound exactly like your favorite artist. And this has happened to me. And right now I'm reverse engineering the process, so I'm actually moving away from the islands I was so inspired by back in the day, and I'm driving towards the open ocean again to discover my sound. So try to learn the skills and the techniques and try to understand how your artists make music, and then try to turn it into your own music and try to put your own unique style into it. That's really what this whole life is about. Make music that you love. Now, if that sounds like your favorite artist, that's absolutely fine. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but I'm saying if you have the chance to sail into the ocean and just go crazy and let loose of what you want to be like and sound like and become like, then do it, because you will discover that the ocean is full with beautiful sounds and colors. And last but not least, guys, just always trust your intuition, trust your gut, trust who you are, and do not think somebody else is better out there, because comparison is the thief of joy. And yeah, I've been doing it for a lot of years back in the day. Please do not compare yourself. There's no reason. You're a unique human being. You have your own sound, you have your own journey, and embrace that. Embrace where you're coming from. Embrace what you've gone through emotionally, not emotionally, on every single level, spiritually, and just put that into your music. You're gonna sound fantastic if you're just honest and loyal to yourself. So this is the biggest thing I can tell you. Just be yourself and you're gonna be authentic enough. Those were some of my failures up to this point. Just in a nutshell, trust your gut, be healthy, and music will come by itself. And of course, have some structure, and then everything should be fine. And yeah, guys, if you like this one, make sure to check out maxbuchermusic.com, like and subscribe. And yeah, have a great day, take care, and I see you so soon. Bye-bye.